Open your sketchbook to a blank page and turn your sketchbook sideways. Then take your piece of paper and fold it in half. So take the bottom of your paper and line it up with the top of your sketchbook and then make a crease. Once you've made that crease, you may open it back up. Now we're going to divide 1/2 of our paper into thirds. So don't do this on both sides, just on the left side. Draw 2 vertical lines to create 3 sections. Try to make sure these sections are spaced apart equally. Near the top of your paper, draw a horizontal line, stopping when you hit the fold. Skip the first box, and then in the second one, you're going to write near, and in the last one, write far. So we'll leave that first box blank. The first word you need to write is size. That's the first technique we'll talk about for creating depth. To make something look near, the size it should be is big. So write the word big under the word near. To make something look far away, the size it should be drawn is small. So write the word small under the word far. Draw a line under those words. The next technique is placement. For near, you would want to place your objects at the bottom of the paper. For far, you would want to place your objects near the top of the paper. Write it down. Remember to pause the video if I'm moving too fast. The next technique we're going to talk about is detail. Objects that are near have lots of detail. Write it. Objects that are far have little or no details. Underneath detail, we're going to write value, V-A-L-U-E. Objects that are near should be colored dark colors or dark values. Objects that are far should be colored with light colors or lighter values. Draw a line and then write the word line underneath value. Lines, when they are near, are far apart from each other. And when lines get far away, they start to look like they are close together. Now our last technique doesn't really work on this chart, so draw kind of a wavy line underneath that word so that you know it's a little bit different, and then write the word overlap. We can go ahead and write in front for near and behind for far, but just remember overlapping is when you draw one object in front of another by only drawing part of it. So you might even want to draw a small example of overlapping on your page so you know what that looks like. Now we're going to turn it so that the half of our paper is horizontal, and we're going to draw an object that is near. So let's make a house that is near. So if it's near, I need to make the size of it big. I need to place it at the bottom of the paper. I need to have lots of detail and color it with a dark value. I'm not going to worry about line or overlap yet. So notice how I'm drawing it from the top all the way to the bottom of my paper. So the placement is at the bottom because the bottom of the house starts at the bottom of the paper. So it's big and it's placed at the bottom of the paper. Now I'm ready to add detail, lots of detail. When you're adding your details to your house, think about the different textures that you might see on a house and draw them. So my house is big, it's at the bottom, and it has lots of detail. We will add value later when we are ready to color. Next, draw a horizon line near the middle of your page, and we're going to draw a far house. So this house needs to be small. It needs to start near the top of the paper, and we don't need to add any details. Now we're ready to add line to show depth. So put a dot somewhere on the horizon line. That will be where your road ends. Then draw a line towards the bottom of your paper. It can be straight or curvy. Starting back at the dot again, really close together, matching the shape of the first line, but slowly getting further apart at the bottom. So you can see for near, the bottom of the road is far apart, the top of the road is close together, and that makes it look like it's getting further away. The next step is to show overlapping. That's where one object covers part of another object. So you just start jumping over objects as you're drawing them, drawing only parts of things to show in front and behind. Go ahead and add a lot of overlapping. You could do trees or more buildings. It is up to you. Now you are welcome to add any other details you would like to your picture. Just remember, if you are starting them up at the horizon line, they are far away, so look at the section for how you should draw them for far. And if you're starting them closer to the bottom, look at the section for how you should draw them big. Keep all those techniques the same depending on where you draw it on your paper. Once you have finished drawing, we're ready to color, but let's keep in mind value. So if I am coloring something that is near or at the bottom, I want to color it with a dark value. So I'm going to color my near house like it's a brick house, and I will use red, but I'm going to press down really hard with my red crayon to make sure that it's a nice dark value. I can also color my faraway house with red, but I'll want to press really lightly to make sure it has a light value. Finish coloring the rest of your picture, keeping in mind how the values will change whether your objects are near or far. Once you have completed your picture and you've colored everything, take a photograph of it and submit it to Canvas.